Imagine, it's 3 a.m. The bedroom is completely dark, and everyone else in the city is asleep. But you are awake. Your chest is doing a strange, frantic dance in your chest, and your mind is spinning at 100 miles an hour, reviewing a conversation you had 3 days ago, or calculating your to-do list for next Tuesday. You are exhausted, mechanically, physically exhausted. But your body is telling you that if you close your eyes, if you let your guard down for even a second, something is going to fall apart. You are holding up the sky and you can't afford to let it drop. So, you lay there, staring at the ceiling, carrying a weight no one else can see.
We see it in the corner there, just taking up all of the air. No need to feel that heavy weight, it's never ever too late. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's talk about the elephant, yeah, let's talk about it soon.
Season 2, Episode 1. The elephant of too much and not enough. Welcome back to Let's Talk About the Elephant. I'm Magda Mazloum, a psychotraumatologist, therapist, and your host. I'm so deeply glad you are here with me as we open the door to Season 2. If you are listening to this while rushing to you by no other underground, or while furiously cleaning your kitchen to quiet your mind, or maybe while staring at a laptop screen that feels more like indictment than a job, I want to invite you to take a breath. Just a normal one. You don't have to fix your posture for me. You don't have to optimize this moment. Just be here. I want to tell you about a client of mine. Let's call her Elena. Elena is a brilliant immigrant living here in Berlin. She works in tech, speaks 3 languages, manages a team, and from the outside, her life looks like a masterclass in modern success. However, when she sat on my therapy couch, she didn't look successful. She looked translucent, like a ghost of herself. She looked at me and said, "Magda, if I'm doing so well, why do I feel like I'm constantly running out of time? And why on Sunday afternoon, when the apartment is finally quiet, do I feel this sudden, terrifying wave of panic? It's like if I stop moving, I'll shatter." Today we are talking about a very specific, very beautifully designed elephant. It's the elephant of high-functioning anxiety and hyper-achieving. It's the part of us that believe we are always simultaneously too much for people to handle, and yet never enough to inherently deserve love. Let's bring this elephant into the light. In our culture, and especially in busy transit cities, we treat exhaustion like a status symbol. We look at people who are constantly productive and we call them driven. However, as a psychotraumatologist, when I look at chronic overachieving, I don't see drive. Often, I see a highly sophisticated survival strategy. I see an elephant that learned early on that its worth was directly tied to its output. Let's then look under the hood for a moment. What is actually happening in the brain and body when you cannot tolerate stillness? When we experience developmental trauma, chronic stress, or early attachment wounds, where we felt we had to be perfect to be safe or to be noticed, our nervous system undergoes a calibration shift. Your brain's alarm system, the amygdala, becomes hyperreactive. It is constantly scanning the horizon for a threat. Now, usually we think of the stress response as a fight, flight, freeze, or fawn responses. If a bear chases you, you run, or perhaps play dead. However, what happens when the bear is the terrifying core belief that if I fail, I'm unlovable. You can't run away or play dead from your own mind. So the nervous system adapts. It drives up your cortisol and adrenaline levels, creating a state of hyper-arousal. Instead of running away, you funnel that frantic energy into your work, your hobbies, your organizing, your perfectionism, and this creates what we call a dopamine-cortisol loop. The anxiety, cortisol, drives you to do more. Then, when you finish a project or cross an item off your to-do list, your brain gets a tiny hit of dopamine, a chemical reward. It feels good for a second. Nonetheless, it doesn't heal the underlying anxiety. It just masks it. So, why does resting feel so terrifying for some of us? When you finally sit still on Sunday afternoon, that dopamine stream stops. The distraction fades, and suddenly your nervous system is left alone with a massive baseline of unresolved cortisol and adrenaline. To your brain, that physiological chemical spike means we are in danger. Because you are just sitting on your sofa, your mind can't find an external threat. So it manufactures one. It fills the silence with overthinking, guilt, and existential dread. Stillness doesn't feel like a peace to a traumatized nervous system. Often it feels like a trap. If this is you, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not broken. You are not an imposter. You are a beautiful human being. Your body is doing exactly what it was conditioned to do to keep you safe. At some point in your past, being hyper-vigilant and hyper-productive kept you emotionally and or physically safe from rejection, criticism, and chaos. The tragedy of this survival mechanism is that it works. Really, it works. It gets you the promotion, it gets you the compliments, but it leaves you profoundly lonely because people end up loving your performance while the real, tired human underneath goes entirely unseen. So, how do we begin to invite this elephant to rest? We don't do it by forcing ourselves into the weekend of intense isolation or demanding that our brains just meditate. That is too much of a shock for a hyper-aroused system. Instead, we practice what we call microdosing stillness. Can you give yourself 3 minutes between meetings to just look out of the window? Not checking your phone because scrolling is just low-grade cognitive labor. Just 3 minutes of doing nothing. When the anxiety creeps in and whispers, "You should be working," acknowledge it. Say to yourself, "I'm safe now. My nervous system is adjusting to the quiet." As we close our session today, I want to leave you with a question to carry with you this week. If you stopped performing, stopped fixing, and stopped producing for just 24 hours, Who are you afraid you would become? Take your time with that. Be gentle with whatever answers surface. And if you feel like it, leave a comment. If you liked this podcast, this episode, please like, share. That will mean a world to me. Thank you for sitting with me and with the elephant today. Until next time, take care of your beautiful, tired nervous system. I'm Magda Mazloum, and this was Let's Talk About the Elephant. See you next week.